Wait, is this not claimed? Oh man, all the free loot in the world. I'm just a little rat, ruining everyone's day because they don't know how to claim. See what goodies we got in this guy's base. Oh yeah, look at this. And you know what? We'll fix it so he doesn't even know we were here. Yes, windmill's not even claimed. All right. Dun 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 dun. It's raining sails. Hallelujah. The best thief is one that you never even knew they were there. All right, everyone. So you're here to learn how to land claim. I'm going to go through the basics and then into an advanced tutorial of how to properly use the land and grouping claiming systems. So this system here is actually all one claim, even though it looks like it's broken up into a bunch of different claims. Super easy to do this, and if you're on a multiplayer server, this is a skill that you're going to want to learn how to do. So the very first thing that you need to do is you need to go to My Stats. So open up the chat window and hit My Stats. And here on My Stats, you see some numbers. This is how much area you're allowed to claim. This is how many different claims you're allowed to claim. This is how much you currently have claim. And then this is the amount of claims that you currently have, like what is considered separate claims. This claim here is considered one claim because I added it that way, and I'll show you how to do that. This here means that this is what has been allotted over your role. Each role or rank typically has different claim amounts, and this can be given to you by admins. So admins can give you additional claim space or an additional claim limit. So the next thing that you're going to want to know how to do with claiming is you're going to want to hit .chb, and this is going to bring up the command handbook. So CHB stands for command handbook. And then you're going to want to type land. Now, when you are in here, this is all the commands for land claiming. This is every command that you're going to need to know. You can take this button here and hit movable, and you can actually move this window around to wherever you need it to be. You can also click on things in this in order to put it down here, so you're able to like save a claim to whatever name, right? Something like that. Then back here is going to be the same for grouping. So if you want to set up your grouping system, you would type in group, and you would go down here, and you would be able to scroll and see what all the different grouping commands are. So the next thing that I want to show is this mod. So this is the Land Claiming in Group GUI mod. You can get it off of the database. And what you see here is actually, if I press U, it shows the highlights of all the different claims that are in this area. If you have Claims Radar installed, you would press R, and R shows you what claims are per the user. So this will show you which users own the same claims and whatnot. But my claim only shows you claim areas. And the reason for that is because sometimes against certain backgrounds, it's really hard to see with certain colors, and I found that the red is really good against just about all backgrounds. Okay, one other system you need to know about before you start claiming is you need to know which direction you're looking at. If you press Control V, it will actually bring up your compass and show you where your coordinates are and the direction that you're heading. So just press Control and V, and that'll bring up your compass. So there's one other thing that I want to show you too. If you type /landinfo, you can see who owns a claim. I'm currently on my other account, so I actually don't own this claim. So that means therefore I can't build here, I can't destroy blocks. One thing that people do need to be aware of, if you see, I can still dig out this bottom block here because it's actually not claimed. So when I did the claiming here, you can see that it's not claimed, which means I can actually come in here and dig out this bottom block. And then the worst part is I could replace those blocks so you'd never know I was here. So what that means is, like, if I dug this out, I can't obviously destroy this. But if I come here and do this, I was able to drop that, and look, I'm able to pick up all this gold. Now, what about if I do that here? Nothing happens because that block is safe, but if I do that here, this one drops. So, and same, I can even dig that sand out and take that sand. But if I come here and I dig this one out, oh, that one actually worked. What I was going to show with this one was if you actually, but if you turn a block into a chisel block, then it actually doesn't have the same fall mechanics. So you could actually build on sand. So depending on your server settings, you want to be mindful if you're building on dirt or if you're building on sand. So one of the easiest ways to actually build on dirt is you just take regular fertile soil and you can turn it into packed dirt. And then packed dirt is not subject to any of the falling mechanics if the game has it set where soil can shift. Let's get started on the next part, how to actually start land claiming. So the very first thing that you need to do is you need to stand at your starting point. The block that you're standing on is going to be the start of your claim. So for us, we're actually going to stand like right here. So we're going to do /land claim new, and this starts the initialization process. You have to type new, and you will see a new claim has been initialized, but nothing's been done yet. So the next step we're going to do is /land claim start, and this is our starting point. So now what we're going to want to do is go to the opposite end of our claim of where we actually want it to be. And now we're at the other end, so let's do /land n, and this makes the opposing side. Now, what happened? Why don't we see anything? So we don't see anything because we're on a level plane. So the next thing we're going to have to do is we're going to have to do /land claim grow, and let's go ahead and grow up by like 20 blocks. And is our windmill covered? Our windmill looks like it's covered. Maybe there's a little bit hanging out, so let's just go ahead and grow it up by like another 10 blocks. And now we're completely covered. Let's go ahead and also grow it down. So we'll do GD for grow down, and we'll grow it down by like 10 blocks. And that should cover our cellar and some other things. Looks like the back wall here is hanging out a little bit, so let's go ahead and we'll grow it south. So GS for south. And we'll grow it south by 1 block. And then you always want to do like a little perimeter run around to make sure you're good. So let's double check here. It looks like we actually missed most of the windmill. So let's go ahead and we need to grow it north. So I'm looking north. And again, Control V to bring up your compass. So I'm looking north. I need to grow north. So let's grow north by let's do 10 blocks. Almost. We need a little bit more. We need to grow north one more. All right, perfect. So now our claim is completely done. We're good to go. So, and this is a simple claim, right? We're not doing anything crazy. So the next thing is if we want to grant like our friend access to the claim, we're going to want to go ahead and look that command up. So it's .chb. So .chb. Then we're going to go to land. And then we're going to look for that add group command. So right here, grant 4-player use are all. So all means they have full rights. They can build, destroy, throw things, whatever they need to do on your claim. Use just means they can access inventories, they can build things, they can harvest berry bushes and stuff like that, but they can't destroy or build anything. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to say we want all, and then we got to put in the person's name, and in between each spot should have 1 space. And we're going to say we want Dark X Gaming 352 to have all access. So this player doesn't exist in this world, but if they did, this would have granted them all access to this claim. The next thing we're going to want to do is we're going to go ahead and want to hit add. And if we did everything correctly, it would actually add in this claim. But it looks like we have an error. So let's go ahead and bring up our UI, and it looks like there's actually already a claim right here. And I believe this is a claim that we own. So what I can actually do is do /land claim list. Okay, so we do have the test claim, which is this claim that's right here. And what we're going to do is we're going to do /land free 0, because you need the integer value, not the name of it, confirm. Okay, so this land claim is now gone. Now what we can do is, and we can re-highlight the UI and see that that's completely gone. Now what we can do is actually do /land claim add. And that's a way that you can remove a claim on your existing claim if you need to rebuild it. So we see the area has been added. And now the final part, finally, right? This is what it takes to save a claim. So we're going to do /land claim save. And then after that, we need to give the name. So let's call it Homestead. And there we go. It is saved to our name. If we bring up our UI, we can see that we have this big, beautiful claim now. But let's take a look at that stat. So let's do my stats, right? And see how much this actually takes. /my stats. All right, so we only have 1 claim, and this claim takes up 100,000 meters squared. 100,000 meters squared. There's definitely a much more efficient way of doing this. If you were on iServer, you would actually only have about 25,000 meters left. I'm going to show you how we can actually claim all of this for about 20,000 meters. Like, a lot less, right? Okay, so we're going to go ahead and we're going to start it. And I'm also going to show you a few advanced tricks too. That's going to make land claiming so much easier. It's unbelievably how much easier this is going to make land claiming. So let's get started. So the first thing we need to do is we're going to want to go ahead and we're going to want to delete this claim. I'm going to go ahead and start showcasing my UI now because I think it's a good time to bring it up. So the UI is super, super user-friendly. So the whole goal was to take all the commands that are possible for land claiming and grouping and turn them all into a UI that you can just click the buttons on. So we're going to go to Manage Claim. We're going to hit List. Down here, it says we have Homestead. We're going to go ahead and we're going to delete this one, and we're just going to hit Remove, and we're going to hit Confirm. Now this giant land claim is gone. It doesn't exist anymore. Okay, so let me show you an advanced way of actually claiming where you're not running around all over the place. So you need to know 2 coordinates. So right here, we have east and we have south. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to create a land claim. We're going to do start and opposing. And then we're going to go ahead and pick 20. And then we're going to go ahead and grow up. And we're going to grow to the east. And we're going to grow to the south. And look at this. There's the block. We didn't have to do any running around or anything like that. We do need to do some adjustments here, so we'll go ahead and we'll fine-tune it a little bit. Okay, and then the one thing that we did forget to do, we forgot to actually claim down. So you can see right here, we didn't claim down, so we're going to want to we'll go ahead and we'll claim down like 5 blocks, right? And then we did 1, and we'll go with that. So, and this shows us right here that this is almost 5,000 that we've claimed for just the windmill. And the windmill's pretty big, so that kind of makes sense. But it's fully claimed. So let me go ahead and we're going to go ahead and add this. And beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Now, what we're going to do for the next part is we're going to go ahead and we're going to claim all of the sections. And we're going to try to just use exactly what we need and no extra. I'm going to show you how much you can actually save with your land claims by doing it this way. Okay, I'll be back in a few seconds, and as soon as I'm done. One thing I wanted to show is after you hit the add button, how you add to an existing claim is you just go to your starting location and then you just hit starting again. And then you go to that opposing angle or wherever it is, that opposing location, and you hit opposite. And then after that, that sets those 2 chords and then you can grow it up. And then you need to make sure that these 2 right here are kissing, but not intersecting. So this means we actually need to grow south by 1. So 1 south. And then we are good to actually add this. And then if you wanted to add the next cuboid, all you do is go again to your starting location, starting, and then go to the opposite location, the opposing corner. And then again, hit grow up, grow down, however you need to adjust it. And then you could also just add that. Oh, and if you get an error down here, it says it's too small. So we actually need to grow it up a little bit, and then we should be able to add it. And it is not adjacent, so therefore we need to grow it south by 1, and then add. Okay, so that's how you actually add to cuboids. And you keep doing this over and over and over again. And it all just will count as 1 claim. So we'll save this as Homestead. And save. And then we'll go back to the main menu and manage claims and list. And you'll see my Homestead area has grown, but I don't have any more additional claims. I got everything claimed, and let's get it ready for the next step. So the next step is going to be hit continue. Now this is where we're going to want to apply players or groups before we do anything else. So if I wanted to add my friend, then I would type his name in here, and I would hit, okay, do I want him to have all access, use access, or revoke access? I could hit all. And then if this person exists, then it would have added him. Or I could say, you know what? I would like to add in a group. Ah, crap. I would like to put in a group, but I forgot to make one. So that's where we can actually go right here. We go to create group and say forgotten friends, right? We'll make a group. And then we can go ahead and hit create. And then we can also add our friends to the group, and we can go ahead and invite them to the group. We can go ahead and make them an OP status too here. And yeah. So, and the thing is like, as long as they have logged in 1 time, you're able to add them to the group. But I don't think you can actually invite them to the group unless they're actively in the server. So you may have to wait for them to log in for you to put them into the group. So let's go back here. So now that we have our group, so we'll put in forgot friends. And then we can go ahead and say we want this group to have use access only. or we can change it to all access. And then we would go ahead and we would say, okay, let's go ahead and save this as homestead. And we'll hit save. Now this land claim is all done. And let's take a look at, so land list. Let's use the UI. So we'll go here and we'll go to the main menu. We'll go to manage claims list. We only have one claim. And look at that. We managed to get that entire claim down to 13,000 square meters. This beautiful claim down to 13,000 meters. And it's fully protected. You're not going to be able to dig this out. So, huge difference just taking the time to actually properly claim something. This means on any server that you go on with these tools, you're going to be able to claim a massive amount of land or whatever it is that you need to do and take up virtually like no space in your land claiming, which you're allowed to claim. So let's go through the next section of this tool, which is going to be manage claims. So you can list your claims here, and then if you actually put in on the integer value of your claim and hit list again, it will tell you more about that claim and what groups are in that claim, what players are in that claim, and whatnot. So the other thing too is like, say you want to edit this claim or add to this claim, you would do land list, take the integer value of that claim, and then hit load. Now this entire claim is loaded. And you would do the same thing. You would find the starting corner of your claim. You would hit starting, go to the opposing side of this claim, and grow it up, grow it down, adjust how you want this claim to be. And then I have it on daytime mode right now, so that's what's going on, why it's blue. And then hit add. And as long as it's 5x5, which it says right here, we're not 5x5, we actually need to grow it up by one more. Now we should be able to add it. And now cannot add not adjacent to other claim, which means we're not kissing. So right here, we just need to bring this back by one, which I think is row south one. There you go. Now we can add it. So, and then we would save it again as in the, what our description is that we want to save this claim as. And now we have just officially added that to an existing claim. So if we look here, we have added it to an existing claim. Another thing too is like, say you wanted to remove this, you can. The problem is once you add it to a claim, once it's there, you can't remove it. But say you wanted to do like, I want to make an area for people to come and trade or use or whatever the case is. How you can do that really easily is like, say if we wanted to add it from here and go that way. We know the area needs to be 20 by 20. And we want to do like 20 by 20 by 20 or something like that. So we just need two directions. So we know this is east, that is north. So we're going to come here. We're going to go back to the main menu, create claim, starting opposing, and then we're going to hit 20. And we know we want to go east, and then we want to go north, and then we're going to want to grow it up. So we'll change it to 10 to grow it up 10, and then we know we need to grow it down by 5. And that is a super easy way of you to be able to create a claim without having to run around and everything. And then say for this claim, we want use access all here, which means everyone's going to be allowed to have use. We want I already forgot the name of this one. Forgot friends. We want forget friends to have all access here. Oh, sorry, it's this one. I wrote it wrong. There you go. Make sure we write it right. Have all access. There you go. They have all access, and we'll save this as an public area 1 or something like that. And oh, look at this. So this is very important. Even though we thought we did everything right, we forgot to hit add. So we're going to go back, add, continue, and then public area 1 is already saved in the memory here. So now we can just hit save, and now this is saved here. So if we refresh, we'll see that this is saved here. And now to go back into a few other items here. So manage claims, we've gone through everything. Group settings, so if you wanted to add someone to a claim, you would do list, you would find that integer value, you'd load it, you go to player settings, you would do your changes here, and then you would hit save. So say like we want forgotten friends, which is already preloaded into the memory, and we say actually we want to revoke access for this one. Group name is missing. All right, revoke. Okay, for some reason that didn't work. It should have been saved in the memory, but it didn't. So we just added it in here, hit revoke, and it revoked them. and then we would do the same thing. We would try to save it, and look, it's saved into the thing. So if there's anything that I've forgotten to cover, please put it in the comments below. If you're looking for a good multiplayer server to join, please join the Top G servers. It's what we host. It helps support this channel, and it's going to keep growing as a community. We have like 1,000+ members already in it, and we've done a really good job of building a really good, great community. So if you're interested in joining a multiplayer community, join ours, and yeah, I hope to see you there. Also, if there's anything else that you think we should make a video on or something like that, like something that you're just struggling with and don't really understand, drop it in the comments below, because honestly, if you don't suggest it, I don't really know what to make content on. But like, this pig farm is super awesome. My goat farm is really easy to use. My chicken farm is also really easy to use. This quern system is really hideous. It's ugly, but it is actually a pretty quick quern for an area that's like super low speed. So, you know, you guys just kind of let me know what you're looking for a video on, where you need help or anything like that. And I'll see what I can do about helping you out. All right, thanks, man.